Okay, hello out there. Thank you for joining us. It's me, Jamie Lieber, with Claire, our resident astrologer slash therapist. And we are in the new moon. It's actually today. If you look up in the sky, it would be dark, less illumination from the moon. And in the sign of Virgo. And we've been having this discussion, Claire and I, for most of 2023, following the new and the full moon, and how we can utilize this universal, always present information, energy, guidance from the phases of the moon into our own lives. And I love hearing Claire's interpretation and her way of describing what it means to have a new moon in Virgo. So, with that, Claire, what does that mean?
Thank you. Hello, everybody out there. Virgo rules the digestive system, so just wanted to start with that, and on a somatic level, because I love how Jamie and I can work together on my body in terms of the way we discuss energy, and then try and find ways that her practice can help me being in my body. So I wanted to start with the body part that Virgo rules. But if you've listened to any of these conversations, you've always heard me say that we start with the moon, we don't start with the sign. The moon is a body, a celestial body that controls the tides of the ocean, and it controls, therefore, whatever it is, 74% of our bodies in the same way. The ebbing and flowing of the oceans is going on in our own bodies as well. So that's why I say, it's really important to start to focus on the moon herself as, and not just sort of dismiss her because she's in the dark at night half the time. And, I just try and really encourage people to get away from looking at the sun in all this psychological ways we, quote, look at the sun, where we take things at face value, or we think that what we see is what we get, because it so often isn't that way. And let's pay a lot more attention to what we don't see and what we get. So with that, I wanted to just start with even that moon, even that Virgo represents the digestive system. I mean, we all know we have a digestive system, but we don't really ever see it in our lives. And that's kind of one way to get into this, is to, as Jamie's quoted me, close your eyes, literally just close your eyes right now, and that's your moon sign. And if you don't know what your moon sign is, that's okay. You can find out from your local astrologer, but it's that internal self that be fun to know where the moon was when you were born. So we don't see our digestive tract, of course, but we know when it's working well, and we know when it's troubled, just like our emotional body. We know when we're stuck on something or can't process something very well, and we know when things are flowing and we're letting go. And shout out to Rosh Hashanah and yeah, we know when we're working well for us, whatever that means, right? And this new moon in Virgo, so we've got our emotional process, which is the moon, in the sign of Virgo, which is about digestion, and then also that's in the body, human body, but it's also about separating the chaff from the grain, which is why Virgo was given that glyph eons ago of the glyph is the representative sign, and in this case it's a human sign, that of the Virgin. And the Virgin is not a sexualized term. It's the age. It's meant to represent the age of a girl. So in a community, there is this ancient practice of girls helping the community do some of the quotidian, menial, but very important labor of separating chaff from grain. And there was something about preteen girls who could sit in a circle and do that for hours and hours and get it right, because they have, dexterous fingers and like being together and chatting. And that's sort of how that glyph got assigned to Virgo. It's just sort of the deep feminist beginnings of community, and being willing to do the work to create community. And that is sort of what Virgo is known for. Not everything that I just said isn't known for. I wish it were known for that more, but separating the chaff from the grain, definitely. I just wanted to dig a little deeper into that metaphor. So separating chaff from grain is what your digestive system is doing, obviously. It's keeping what nourishes you and eliminating the rest. And with the moon, however, okay, so we're not going to separate the chaff from the grain in a solar way. Like if your sun sign is in Virgo, you can really clean up your house, or you can really do your taxes, or you can really get anxious about, about almost anything, because you've got to get it done and clean it up and, be orderly. That's sort of I'm being kind of negative sounding, but the negativity isn't about the Virgo. It's about all this emphasis on the sun, which is do, be. The moon, however, is feel, and know, with a K, know yourself. So with Virgo in the moon, I'd like to invite everybody to remember that you can be slow and intentional with Virgo. You can be not anxious, but deeply calm with yourself, so that you can choose what you want and what you don't want. Because that's the invitation for this new moon in Virgo. It's really being able to understand that you have 30 days in this lunation. This is the beginning of a new cycle. The new moon is about setting intention. You have 30 days from now to really set your intention in a Virgo way. What do I want to eliminate, and what do I want to nurture? Because, that's what we're doing it for. We're separating chaff from grain, so that we have something to nourish ourselves, and so that we lose that which doesn't nourish us and use it for something else, maybe. And that's very important to think about also, that recycling bit of what doesn't work for you in your relationship as nourishment, for example, but what might work for you with that discarded piece in another way. Maybe you can get your partner to do some tasks for you if your partner isn't really meeting you emotionally in certain ways. Anyway, I just wanted to say we don't just totally eliminate that which doesn't work for us, but if we're focusing on nurturing our emotional bodies, the Virgo intention space is about giving yourself time to slow down, because it's an earth sign, Virgo, and it is about ritual. This whole separating chaff from grain was done in communities through ritual. There were festivals to deal with the harvest. It was slow. You did things slowly. This is an earth sign, and deliberately. I think in our current modern life, Virgo gets this reputation of multitasking and stressing out, but no. With the moon, let's widen out the field here, the scope. We've got it's a big cycle, and it's not about what you get done today, like the sun. It's what are you going to do for the next 30 days? How are you going to, transform what doesn't work into something that does work with the chaff? And how are you going to nourish yourself with the grain that you have inside of you? And so it's a dark moon. Plant your seed. How apt to begin. You don't even have to think of it right now. It's not required that you know what your intention is. You can actually have an intention to have an intention. If this is new to you, or if this feels particularly new, why wouldn't it? I mean, it's been beaten out of our culture for 1,000 years, so amen to it feeling new. But at least, realize that the moon does give you a chance every month to plant a seed, and in this case, it's in Virgo. So it's a naturally intelligent sign. It's a naturally practical sign. It's a naturally, as they all can be, divine feminist sign in terms of promoting the health of the community ultimately, and being the healthiest you that you can be in your community. So those are my 2 cents.
Yeah, I love that. I had so many thoughts as you're sharing this in terms of the time of year that we're in Virgo, how just my last thought is, when you're listening to this, and one of my intentions of sharing this is to be more, the benefit of being more embodied in yourself is trusting your experience of what you're having. And when you get information sometimes around the energetics of what we're part of in these moon cycles, you may or may not feel an alliance or an alignment to, like, oh, this supports what I've been feeling and maybe haven't fully been able to access or put words to. And just putting that out there in terms of some of the gifts and benefits of putting words to this unseen energetic exposure that we're all part of. And then most important, trusting your own experience and tuning into that. And then, as Claire said, the new moon has this invitation of setting intentions, or the intention of setting intentions. But thanks for listening and tuning in. It's big transition time, and a great time to set intentions for many reasons in our world. Okay, be well, and we'll see you next time.
Peace out.